How do you feel after the first scrimmage here, kind of starting the next week here? How do you feel things are going for you?
Things are going good. It was nice being back on the blue, being able to go live and stuff like that. You know, we've seen that a couple times, being fully padded up and stuff like that. But it was great being out on the blue and seeing that high competition level and stuff like that.
Seeing you get some reps at center, obviously. How's that been going?
Yeah, it's been going good. I love center. I mean, growing up, I played center and stuff like that. A little bit of high school too, and a little bit my freshman year. So it was nice, having that versatility, being able to play guard and center.
What was it like just kind of going, from center to guard and now back to center? Is there a difference between the positions, or does it keep you on your toes? Or
yeah, I mean a little bit. It's definitely a little bit of a change, different little mentality and mindset and stuff like that, getting everybody on the same page. But Coach Keen's done a great job just having me flip in between practice and stuff like that. So now it's just smooth and all streamlined now.
Do you have one that you prefer, or is it whatever the team needs?
I love them both. I mean, whatever the team needs, whatever is going to help put us in the best position.
Obviously, like you said, what the team needs, but just from your point of view, I guess what are you thinking for this season? You think you'll be more center, more guards, a little bit of both? I guess what's your perception right now?
Yeah, it's hard to tell right now. I'm just, I'm here for the ride and gonna go out and compete at whatever position and just do my best and stuff like that.
I guess just what can you say about like with Carson, Steele, and there's all the competition for those kinds of positions. What's it like in there right now?
Yeah, it's great. There's a lot of high competition right now in the line room. I love it. I mean, I love that competition aspect and seeing those guys. We're all getting each other better every day, and iron sharpens iron. So,
what does that say about the depth of the line? Like, you're a returning starter, and you're still competing for technically 2 jobs. What's that say about the depth?
Yeah, it's awesome, man. It's great to see people stepping up and stuff like that, and it always keeps me on my toes. I had a discussion with Keen, like, everyone is going to compete here, and that's how it is, and yeah, I love it.
And I know sometimes it's how somebody else is doing that affects another position. If you can stay there, or if they need to move this guy here, like what kind of this part of fall camp especially is about? Just tinkering and coaches trying guys in different spots, and maybe as media we're reading into something and we see someone somewhere, but maybe it's just one of those days where they want to give guys reps somewhere else. I mean, is that just kind of what it's like, making sure guys can play multiple spots?
Definitely, just having that versatility. I mean, obviously it's God forbid, but in the season, people go down, stuff like that, and so just having people step up and move at different positions and stuff like that, and having that fluidity, it really helps having a successful line.
With Rasmussen and like Tracy and some of these guys that are kind of pushing for spots, you kind of mentioned about the depth. I mean, knowing that you probably can go 7, 8, 9, whatever deep and feel pretty good if there is an injury, which you hope doesn't happen. But I mean, kind of like you said, is that the goal, I guess? And do you feel pretty good if you had to sustain that?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we're all kind of prepared and can play a bunch of different positions. I know Roger's talking about, maybe going to center and stuff like that, having some different reps and stuff like that. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, it's definitely good having, everybody being able to play multiple positions.
By cycling in with those snaps, how has the versatility been shaping your development and the value on the O-line?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's been great. I feel like I'm kind of going back to where I was freshman year, redshirt freshman year, having to set the line, get everybody on the same page, and there's that leadership aspect to it too. Getting everybody going and rolling and stuff like that, and so I love it.
What improvements have you focused on during fall camp as you balance reps across multiple interior positions?
Definitely just staying low, playing with my hands, stuff like that, being really good and dominant with my hands, especially at center, having to snap the ball, being really good with my offhand, stuff like that. Just little things. Coach Strauss and Coach Keen have done an amazing job coaching me on that stuff, and it's just about stacking those days.
So I know you mentioned so last year did you do any snapping at all, or when was the last time you were doing the snapping?
Yeah, I mean, I played mostly left guard last year. I played a little bit of center and just in practice and stuff like that, getting reps. I would go warm up with the centers and stuff like that, keep the snaps up. But yeah, I was just kind of in that spot of like, if they need me, I'm ready to roll.
Is that like riding a bike if you've snapped and then haven't snapped for a while, or can there be getting back into it? Does that take some time?
Yeah, I definitely think it'd help, playing center in, youth ball and stuff like that. It's, kind of muscle memory at this point, and it's definitely something that I've been able to use and stuff like that. And so it's been great.
Mason had a similar versatility when he was here. Have you talked to him about that at all? Kind of tips on, how to keep both positions, keep strong in both positions?
Yeah, absolutely. Me and Mace have had great, conversations in the past, last year and stuff like that. He was like an older brother to me, and him being able to, flip-flop, center, guard, right guard, left guard, all that stuff, it's definitely something I've tried to take into my game as well, being versatile.
What's the biggest piece of advice he gave you?
Just having that mindset switch, at guard, you can just kind of tee off and go and play ball and stuff like that. Center, you got to make sure the ID is right, make sure everybody's on the same page and lead the group.
Speaking of the advice, I saw Matt Paradis talking to you today in practice, and he was getting into something with the hands, whatever, on the sideline. What's it like to have a Super Bowl champion, a guy like that that's played here, obviously, and for him to want to, come over and give you some advice?
That's the great thing about Boise State, man. You got these great resources, a bunch of really, really good players, high-level players and coaches being able to come back and give you details and want to help. And Matt Paradis is a great dude. And we were talking about a bunch of stuff on the sideline and just adding tools to my game. So,
did you ask him for a tip, or he saw something that he wanted to tell you about, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Paradis since my freshman year, and so we've, kind of reconnected and stuff like that. And I went up to him, asked him how he's doing, stuff like that, and just asked him for little tweaks in my game, and just trying to get little nuggets.
It's been a while since Matt played here. Is it still cool to kind of connect the things that make this, like the similarities of this place, that kind of transcend time almost, I guess?
100%. I mean, that blue collar mentality, like that thing is, stood the test of time, and that's something that we can relate back to, when he played and stuff like that. And I know Coach Strauss coached him and stuff like that, and so it was really cool having that connection.
Obviously, Jake is no longer with the team. I know you could probably maybe even say so much. So just, I guess, what's the latest on him? How's he doing?
He's doing better. He's doing good, and he had a tough decision to make, and I'm not going to go too much into it out of respect for him, but I love him so much, man. That's my brother. I do anything for him. I take a bullet for him. So I'm glad to see him doing better right now, and I just love the dude so much.
How weird? I mean, you've been in the same locker room with him pretty much your entire life. How weird is it to not have him in that locker room now?
Yeah, it's an interesting change for sure, but every time I think about that, I think about how many amazing memories we've had, like scoring touchdowns on the blue in the championship game, stuff like that, and just being able to share those moments with him, that's something I'll never forget.
Jason, how confident do you feel in the direction of the offense this season, and what role do you see yourself playing in that growth? Are you a whatever it takes guy?
Yeah, 100%. Like whatever it takes. I mean, I think our offense is doing a great job so far. We still have a lot to improve and a lot to grow in, but we're in a great spot to continue to grow and continue to be at the level we want to be at. And so sorry, what was the second question?
Just what role do you see yourself in? Just plug you in wherever they need you? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm here for any spot, and I want to excel at any spot, whatever Coach Keene wants and whatever the team needs. I'll be able to jump in and get going at that spot.
You guys actually had an off day yesterday.
Yes.
What is a senior that's been through this a few times in his career? What does he do when he finally gets an off day during fall camp?
Whole lot of rest. I remember I went grocery shopping at Costco with my girlfriend and laid on the couch, laid in the bed, and just watched movies and stuff like that. Just, try to get my feet up, hydrate and stuff like that. I have a Whoop, and my strain was like 1.5 or something like that, so it was really low. But yeah, just trying to get my legs fresh and keep hydrated.
It might sound silly, but how important is that? When you hit the midway point in fall camp, to make sure that you do utilize your downtime, maybe.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we do so much in practice, physically, going live, going tag, all those different tempos and stuff like that, and it adds up. And so once you have those off days, being able to take advantage of that and use it proactively.
Even looking at some of the tempo of practice, like I know we talk about Strauss and Keene, like they split you guys down, and then when you guys are on the field, you have two groups of guys going. Is one of the big dudes like? How much more of a toll can practice be at times, I guess, like that? Because it doesn't seem like there is like a lot of like just waiting around or downtime or anything.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, one thing that we've emphasized this fall camp is urgency. Being able to go from drill to drill to team, to team reps and stuff like that, and back to drills. So it's really great having two coaches and stuff like that, having that constant feedback and communication and constructive criticism is great.
Anything else? Thank you.